Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dasha. If we haven't met before, welcome if it's your first time, and welcome back if you're a regular. I am so grateful for your support. So today I tell you the truth about running away to India to become a yoga teacher. Dum 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 dum. This topic came to me the other day, and I thought it would be really funny to share. I was actually listening to my friend's podcast, and she was doing her origin story. And as she was doing her story, I was kind of like where she was at that age, I was like, where was I at that age? And then I was like, oh yeah, this would be a funny thing to talk about because, like, I don't know, in my community, I feel like everyone I speak to is a yoga teacher, especially when I was one. I feel like when you traveled, if you met anyone, they were a yoga teacher. And I'm kind of making a bit of fun about it, but it's also a really deep, deep topic. So I'm going to touch upon some things like running away, like traveling to run away, but you don't actually think you're running away, but you're actually running away. The compulsive traveling is actually your way to escape and run away from commitment, from life, from partners, from family. And the funny thing is, like, we want to run away from our family, but our soul chose them. They're our like core lessons in life. And it's funny when people try to run away, they then find themselves surrounded by their parents. Like they keep seeing their parents in other people and then running away from those people. But it's because we're projecting that onto those around us, those wounds that we haven't healed. And the main thing, like the best thing to get it all sorted, is to come back to your family and resolve that shit, right? And the yoga industry. Oh man, don't get me started on the yoga industry. It's like I used to be so against it. Okay, obviously not when I became one, but when I studied more and more, and I was like, oh my God, you cannot become a yoga teacher in 1 month. This is so dangerous. This is not good. And then I heard some crazy horror stories of people's experiences in India because any place can be like officially a certifying place, right? I remember I met this guy. He just did so to become a yoga teacher. For those of you that might not be one and would like to know, it's a 200-hour training that you can do as an intensive over 4 weeks. And you can do it all over the world. One of the really popular and the cheapest places is India, right? And for you to get the certificate, it needs to be in alignment with this American company that takes money for every person that becomes a yoga teacher and for every person that wants to certify yoga teachers. So you can also do a 300 hours after that, and then you are qualified to certify people as yoga teachers. Huh? So I met this dude in India who just finished his 500 hours. And the thing is, like, you're meant to go away and teach, and then you like add the 300 onto it. But because it's all about money, you can do 500 straight away. So this guy did that. And then he got employed into that school to teach people. And then he was like saying to me, oh, I don't understand why we do the traditional like mudras. I think like back, and he was Australian, he was like, back in Australia, like, we don't do that. So I told the teacher that we should stop. Huh? Yeah. So then I was like, yoga industry, I'm out. And I hated it for a while and I was like not doing it and, you know. And then I realized if it wasn't for yoga, like yoga is a bridge from normies into spirituality. If it wasn't for yoga, like I wouldn't be where I am. It really expanded my knowledge and it connected me to myself and to spirituality and to my body. And it's so important. And now I keep getting intuitive things to come back to yoga. And even during my Vipassana, if you haven't watched my video, I did a lot of stretching and preparing my body for the sit because I knew, and the point of yoga originally is to prepare you to sit for a long period of time in meditative state, right? And it freaking works. It changed, like, was really, really helpful and incredible and really supported me in being able to sit 10-hour days for 10 days in silence. You want to know what that is, Vipassana? Check out those videos. So the truth about running away to India. So let's begin. That was a really long introduction, but it kind of weaved what I'm going to be talking about and touched upon some things. You know, like so many people run away to India. Have you heard, like, oh, I want to go to India and find myself? It's just a thing you do. You go to India to find yourself, or you go traveling. And the thing is, like, hells to the yeah. Travel does, as cliche as it is, it helps you find yourself, especially solo travel. It totally did that for me. Like I did 22 at 22. So when I was 22, I saved $22,000 to travel till it ran out. And I was so good at budget traveling that it never ran out. So I kept coming back and then saving and traveling, saving and traveling. And I traveled for about 4 years on and off after I finished my degree in psychology. And I went to over 52 countries. I got to visit. I had the freaking honor to visit over 52 incredible countries all over the world. Like, wow, like, wow. And I highly recommend it. And one of those countries that I've visited 3 times was India. And I didn't run away to India to become a yoga teacher. I actually decided to become a yoga teacher because I was preparing for that long trip and I was like, oh, if I become a yoga teacher, I could exchange that in different hostels for free accommodation. And that month was one of the best months in my life. At that point, it was like the best month of my life because I got to do something I really loved every day, all day, every day for 4 weeks. And I highly, highly recommend you have that experience. No, don't run away to India to become a yoga teacher, but do something you love every day, all day, for at least a week. Give yourself that opportunity. If you've never had that experience, do it. It will change your vibration and frequency, video, and it will just show you what life could be like. And I think traveling is one of those big things that opens your eyes to what's possible. It definitely opened my eyes to like what else is out there. It opened my eyes to different career opportunities. It opened my eyes to the way people lived, the way cultures experience life, you know, like there's so many different ways to show affection and communication and food and taste and smell and dance and the list goes on. And like, oh, don't even get me started on hiking and snorkeling. And like, there is just so much life out there to be lived and experienced. And one of the craziest countries to go to is, of course, India. It is so intense on every sensory, like it's sensory overload, the smells, the taste, the looks, like the colors are intense, like the people are intense, the culture is intense, like everything is and intensely beautiful and intensely sad and intensely healing. And a lot of people come there with a intention for self-discovery, healing, self-awakening, and you get that there. Maybe because of the place, but maybe because the intention is held so strong. And no intention is the intention, right? So if you go with the intention, you're going to receive it. And there's lots of sacred places like the Ganga, the Ganges River. It is so sacred, and people just go and pray every day there and bless it. And the frequency and the vibration of that river is insane. I would do these manifesting things by the river every single day, and they would come true. They would come true. This actually reminds me of an episode I did. I used to have a podcast, and then because changing of things, it all swapped, and I never re-released it, and I might. So give me write in the comments. I want your podcast if you want to hear my old podcast that I created a few years back. Some crazy miracles and amazing things happened to me in India. Lots of healing, lots of healing. Oh my God, like I can't even describe. There's so many layers, so many depth, but then also like I've had even deeper and deeper journeys and self realizations and self awakenings. So running away to India. Running away anywhere. You cannot run away from yourself. And you cannot run away from anyone else in your life because you can't run away from your lessons. They're going to follow you and they're going to get projected and played out with people on the other side of the world. So I recommend that you follow your heart. If you are called to India, you go there, you travel, you experience it. It's so huge. There is so much you can do there. And yeah, maybe if you want me to do an episode on India, put it in the comments. Man, I could talk for days and hours and yeah, my experience was incredible. And becoming a yoga teacher was a really incredible, phenomenal experience for me as well, and big journey, a big part of my life, big part of my entrepreneurship awakening as well, and starting my first small business. Actually, not my first. I've had another one. So, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope you got what you wanted from this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. And let me just tune in to make sure that this is what I wanted to share about. Yeah. Allow yourself to have at least 7 days of doing what you love every moment, every day. I know my life is that. And the thing is, like, maybe if I didn't experience if I didn't put myself in that frequency and vibration and know how that felt in my body and every cell in my body, perhaps I wouldn't be here right now. Who knows? If you enjoyed my videos, please subscribe. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway. I'd love to hear if you've been to India. Where has been your favorite place that you have traveled? And also join my newsletter to keep updated. And if you want to work together, please reach out. I'd love to take more clients on. And if you don't know, I'm a radical self-love and acceptance coach, and I work in realms of taboo. So bringing love and acceptance to every part of you, especially the parts that you reject, suppress, hate, shame, and ignore. So much love. Enjoy the rest of your night, day, evening, wherever you are, and see you next week. Bye bye.